Hey guys, this is Dana. Today I'm going to be making split pea soup. And what comes to mind when I think of your traditional split pea soup is really not that tasty and not that appealing, to be honest with you. But I hope that I can change that image for you today with the soup that I'm going to be making for you. It's delicious. Peas have a high nutritional content. It's got iron, it's got vitamins, it's really good for you. I'm trying to eat more vegetables. So this is going to be a good way to introduce a delicious way to make split pea soup. And I'll go over the ingredients with you here in just a moment. What we're going to do is we're going to cook our peas. And what we're going to need split peas. I didn't have regular onions, so I'm going to be using onion powder. I prefer not to use powder, but I didn't have any onion. I thought I did. We're going to be using fresh garlic, bell pepper, and we're going to be using, for now, bay leaf. This gives a really good flavor. And we're going to be using sea salt. And this is the Celtic salt. So I'm going to put all this in a pot of water. I got my water warming up right here. And then we're going to cook this up. And while this is being cooked, so that the split peas can soften, I'll be preparing some other ingredients that are going to be going into the soup. We have the peas. They're starting to get hot. The water's starting to get warm. And this is going to boil for probably about 30 minutes or so. The split peas will soften a lot quicker than the whole peas because they have no skin. And I have half of a bell pepper, the equivalent to about 1 onion, and I have 4 cloves of garlic in here. So this is going to cook, and I've already salted it. I put a teaspoon of salt in here, and while this cooks, I'm going to be preparing our other ingredients. So I have some honey baked ham here that I'm going to chop up into small pieces, and this is optional. You don't have to put any kind of meat in there. If you want to make it completely vegetarian, you can. I just happen to have this nice piece of honey baked ham, and I'm just going to cut it up into little chunks, and I'm going to be adding it to my pot. And just chop it up. It could be a rough chop. It doesn't have to be very neat at all. But this is going to give you a lot of flavor as well. You can use chicken if you want to. I mean, you can use your imagination. You can add any kind of meat in here, or you can add none and just have it completely vegetarian. And we're going to put that aside because I don't want this meat to get too soft. Something else I wanted to say about this ham, you don't have to buy a ham for this. If you go to the honey baked ham store and you buy a bone, that bone has so much meat on it, and honestly it's a fraction of the cost that it would be if you just bought a whole ham. So it'll have plenty of meat for you when you take it off the bone, and you can use that bone to make stock. It's amazing, and we like to give it to our dogs because it still has a ton of meat. Even after we've taken off all the meat that it has on there, it still has a lot of meat for them. Guys, I've taken a little bit of bacon grease. I know, the health factor is going down, ain't it? Anyway, I've taken some bacon grease and I put my ham in here to saute. And we're going to let this saute for a few minutes so it releases all of its flavors. And this is so much healthier than what you would get in a can because, you know, I mean, there's no preservatives. You know the quality of the products you're putting in it. At my house, we honestly never eat out of a can. The only thing that I will use out of a can, maybe like tomato sauce or something like that. But as far as beans and soups, no, we don't use cans. Cans are just not good. I would only use cans under an emergency situation if I had no other choice. But as far as being able to provide for my family and cook a nutritious meal, no, there's nothing like making your own. So we're going to let this simmer for a few minutes while my split peas are cooking. And then we're going to put it all together and I'll show you how it looks like. I'm going to put my peas together with the ham. And I'm going to be adding a little bit of tomato paste in here, just a little bit. I went ahead and I didn't let my peas get all the way soft. I let them get about halfway soft because I want them to absorb the flavor of this water with the ham in it. But as you can see, I got my bell pepper in here. We're going to take that bell pepper out later. That's why I didn't chop it up. But we have our bay leaf in here, and this is coming out later too. But it gives amazing flavor. So we're going to let this cook. It'll probably just cook for about 45 minutes or so until it starts to get a little bit, until the water starts reducing a little bit. But I don't want this to get dry, so I'm going to be adding water if it does reduce too much. But I want this soup to be super creamy. Alright, so we're just going to let it sit and cook for a while. Be back with you in just a little bit. Guys, here's the end result. This is so good. I wish you guys could smell this. It is so delicious. I only had to add the salt in the beginning. I didn't have to add any more salt at the end. It's delicious. I wish you guys could smell it and taste it. I hope you try this recipe. If you have any questions, please leave them in the remarks below. I would be more than happy to answer any of your questions. And if you have a request for any particular recipe, let me know and I'll be happy to make it for you. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.